Shalom, Yashrala. This your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Aki, and pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here topic. Salaki, I want to jump into this here topic. I'll probably call it you have to lose in order to win, because coming into this here truth, you have to be built up, you have to experience certain things or whatever, whatnot, and as you grow into this here thing, sometimes it may feel like, oh man, I didn't lost this, I lost that or whatever, whatnot, and that's still being in this here flesh. All right. You're still going to feel some type of way about certain things, but you also have to understand that that's the shedding of the old man, you're being built up and spiritually renewed every day. So it's a constant fight, a constant building process. All right. In order to fully grow into this here thing, you're not going to stay at the same spot. You're going to always be going through different things, and then also that temptation is going to be there, So, hey, use Yahushua for an example, when the devil took him up onto the high mountain and so on and so forth, tempting him of certain things, Yahushua was promised all the kingdoms and to reign over top of all the kingdoms, and the devil showed him like, look, I can give you all these kingdoms right here, right now, man, so on and so forth. I know you want it now, they over here talking shit about you, scoffing at you, whatever, whatnot, bro, you can have all this here glory right now, and the carnal flesh, not talking about Yahushua, but, you and your carnal flesh, you know what I'm saying? You may be like, man, or let me flip it to you this way, we all came up out of this here world. All right. We all came out of this here world. And for the most part, and just spiritually discerning this, all the men of the Lord that came up out of this here world, they had some type of position in the world. They was so-called somebody in the world, according to the world standards, This is why in the scriptures, what we're going to go through, you have to pretty much lose in order to win. You have to let go certain things, and how easy would it be if you was really a nobody and had nothing to let go, and to come into this here truth, that's not really, you showing your faith, you have to walk out on faith, but nevertheless, let me just jump into some of these scriptures and I'll actually, go through some of these things as well too, but this is Matthew chapter 16 and verse 24. It says, then said Yahushua unto his disciples, all right? And going into this, if you want to be a follower of Yahushua, and be one of his disciples, that takes what? Discipline, all right? Something you're going to constantly have to work at, all right? It's not going to be an easy task, you know what I'm saying? You being in the flesh, you got to constantly grow. It's just like a child learning how to walk, Us as adults and stuff, you know how easy it is to walk, it's easy for us, like, it's just get up and walk, But for a little child, when you see a child trying to take their first steps or whatever, whatnot, they may take a couple steps and fall over, whatnot. They have to practice at it, But nevertheless, the same thing that we're doing in this here truth, man. You're going to see, just like the baby walking, you're going to stumble sometimes, trip and fall and get wobbly sometimes. But, hey, the important thing is that you get back up, You dust that, you dust all that stuff off, Matthew 26 and 14, Matthew 16 and 24. Then said Yahushua unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. All right. So first and foremost, it says, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. So there's a lot of things in this here world, that you'll have to deny yourself of, and not saying that these things are wicked, but you'll have to know and understand for your own self. All right. If how do I say, if you're, how do I put this? If you're able to stand in this here scenario, because for certain things, for instance, when you first come into this here truth, man, you just coming out of the world, for instance, right? Eating rap, listening to rap music, you know what I'm saying? You may be heavily listening to rap music and, all them demons and shit that be on that, right? And you have to slowly wean yourself off of that, Now you've been in this truth for a while, you understand about that shit that's on the damn music and stuff like that, all right? Then, you use the world and not abuse the world, you may be at the gym, maybe at work or whatever, whatnot, and you put on some little rap music or whatever, whatnot, but, hey, man, use that shit in moderation. That shit is putting, what I mean? Like, yo, just listen to it for just a song, man. Don't be getting too far into it and all so on and so forth. At least you start being carried away with those spirits, and when to turn that shit off, But nevertheless, when to deny yourself, you may be, getting into you may have been grown into this thing, all right, and now you start listening to the so-called rap music again. then now you listen to it all the time. You have to deny yourself. You know what? Let me turn this off and listen to the truth a little bit. This is what my flesh wants to do, but you know what I need to do, what I need to do spiritually, or if anything, maybe you're working too much, I'm always working whenever it's time to do something for the truth, putting up videos or going out on the highways and the byways or, getting together with a brother. And I can't do that because I'm always working, and I need to work so I can sit here and live the type of lifestyle that I want to live. You have to deny yourself first and foremost, and again, like I said, we all came from some type of position in this here world, whether it was in some type of a situation where you was maybe an athlete, a celebrity or something like that. Because, hey, among our ranks, we actually got athletes, celebrities, and, people in prominent positions that, for one, and hey, in fact, I know a brother personally that walked out of the NFL. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure that was what he wanted to do. That's something that he had a passion in, and hey, you can make a lot of fucking money in that. He was on an NFL team, a regular NFL team or whatever, whatnot, But look, he came across the truth, but then guess what? He had to deny himself. Oh man, this is my favorite sport. I just love football. Football is my life or whatever, whatnot. That's what the carnal flesh is saying. But guess what? The spirit is saying, look, you got to deny all of that, Yeah, you might like doing this or whatever, whatnot, but that's going to take up all your time, man. Whatever, whatnot. You're going to always be on the road and always doing this and that. You ain't going to have time for this here truth. So you have to deny yourself. All right. And also, hey, man, you could be living the good life, making, multiple, like millions of dollars doing this. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, you know what? Let me deny myself. That's what, how do I say that? That was the door that was opened up to me. I was able to go into the NFL, but let me deny myself of that big ass bag and let me just go take a little bitty ass, like a little petty ass job, and, just live how, regular people live or whatever, whatnot, and kind of struggle at certain things. But I have now the time to do the work of the Lord, denying myself. Hey, look, man, it's not that I'm trying to try out for an NFL team. I'm trying to get on. I'm already on this motherfucker, man. But you have to deny yourself, Hey, but now there's some scenarios, like, again, all these things aren't necessarily wicked, all right? But you have to understand, like, being in the NFL, I mean, obviously, you'll be super busy all the time. But there's certain things, let's say women, right? It's not a wicked going off being with women or nothing like that. But if you know that, hell, for me, for instance, right? I know that I wouldn't really have no time. Somebody's not gonna have enough time. I'm not gonna have enough time for somebody. It's either gonna be I ain't gonna have enough time for my woman, or I'm not gonna have time for this here truth. You know what I'm saying? I already know with the type of life that I live now, with work and trying to study and put together videos and things like that, and just stay in the spirit and things like that. I'm already strapped for time as it is now. It's just like a constant go 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 go. And so there's certain things that I want to do in the flesh or whatever, whatnot, but it's like, what? Oh, for instance, I always grew up playing video games, right? Growing up from a young child, and I got like a PlayStation 4 and everything, and my PlayStation 4 ain't been on in probably like over a year, maybe even 2 years, you know what I'm saying? And that motherfucker is right there in my bedroom, you know what I mean? I could just turn that thing on and go ahead and play it. But guess what? I put it in my mind, if I got time to sit here and spend an hour on this game or 2 hours on this here game, I got an hour to be leveling up, eating and getting edified, or I could be putting together some lessons and teaching. You know what I'm saying? Let me deny my flesh. That's what I want to do. Again, it ain't nothing wrong with playing PlayStation, but for me in my situation, I'm already kind of strapped for time, and if I got time for that, I can go do this. Now some brothers may be like, yo, I play the PlayStation, but look, I work X amount of hours. I got that, taken care of where my bills is paid. I do the videos. I edify. I'm always on point with this and that. Now I still got free time afterwards. Nothing wrong with playing a damn PlayStation, you know what I'm saying, or a video game or whatever, you know what I'm saying, going to the gym, going to play basketball and things like that. You have to understand, when you have to make a choice between serving the Lord, what are you going to do with your time? Serve the Lord, or are you going to go and do something towards the flesh? And again, don't be simple. You know what I'm saying? There's a balance in everything. You know what I mean? Again, you got all your things done. There's nothing wrong with going out and doing, something that you want to do so-called in the world, but make sure that you serving the Lord first and foremost. You have to deny yourself for these certain pleasures, Oh, man, this chick hit me up while I was at work, man. I want to go and hang out with this chick, man, or whatever, whatnot. She's talking about some, let's come over right now, or whatever, whatnot. Well, hell no. Nah. When I get off work, I got to do these here videos real quick. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll hit her ass up later on. You know what I'm saying? And if she don't want to chill at that point in time, then so be it, And if she do want to chill, then, hey, well, shit, I got, what I'm saying? I got to serve the Lord first, and I got to do what I want to do in the flesh. But if not, I got to deny my flesh first and foremost and serve the Lord first, put him first, all right? It says, Matthew 16:24 again. Then said Yahushua unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. So also, hey, you got to take up this here cross. That might be your burden, man. I'm tired of always doing this and doing that. I want to get out and go, I'm always busy with serving the Lord, always doing the Lord's work. Every Saturday, I'm always out on the highways and the byways preaching, man. I want to go out to the club, man. I want to go out and go chase some chicks on the weekend, man. Nah, man, you got to deny yourself first and foremost. Then you also got to take up your cross, man. All right, you have to labor. You got to do the Lord's work first and foremost, man. You got to do their job, man. So how you want to be a boss, but you don't want to put in the work to get into that position, man. You want to get a master's degree, but you don't want to study and take none of these tests, man. You don't even want to sign up for college. You have to sit there. If you want to be a heart surgeon, all right, you got to make that sacrifice. You got to deny yourself, man. You got to deny going out to the parties and shit like that, drinking and doing drugs and hanging out with all these women or whatever, whatnot, to keep a clear, straight mind so you can go into this here school and get your little education on or whatever, whatnot, pass your little schools, get your license. Then you can go be a heart surgeon. You know what I'm saying? You have to deny yourself and be disciplined in order to keep your mind focused. What's the, how do I say, your first love or your number one priority? All right, putting in that work. All right, serving the Lord. All right. Verse 25, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life for my sake shall find it. All right. And so going into this, man, like I said, we all, we came out of this here world, you know what I'm saying, being somebody in this here world. Now, you may not have been a celebrity or a entertainer or, athlete or nothing like that, but just in the world, man, you may have been like super popular, you know what I'm saying, had a whole bunch of women, you know what I'm saying, had a whole bunch of money or whatever, whatnot, just all of us came from somewhere in this here world. We all had to have something to give up, and things that we had to give up would be things that other people would look at us and so-called be envious of the things that we had. Damn, man, how come you always on top, man? How come you always got all the fine bitches and shit, man? How come you always stay with some money or whatever? Every time I see you, you always fresh with some new shit, bro. Every time I see you, you on a new whip with some new rims on the shit, with a new paint job on the shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Every time I see you, it's something different, We was all those people in the world, man. You know what I'm saying? And we had to do what? Give those things up, man. So how much more, you know what I'm saying, when you taking off this, how do I say, this lovely, nice, beautiful raiment, and you putting on this here sackcloth, man. And now you seeing everybody else walking around with that nice, beautiful raiment or whatever, whatnot, and they laughing and scoffing at you. Yeah, of course, it's going to somewhat make you feel a certain type of way in the flesh, but that's the flesh. You have to overcome the flesh in the spirit, You have to see a lot further than them, It's just like, the analogy I was just giving about, being a heart surgeon, You see, the rest of your college, or your high school friends, they growing up or whatever, whatnot. And you see on the Facebook or the Instagram, all the parties they going to, you know what I'm saying? All the shit that they just doing, man, taking shots and all kind of crazy shit, man. They just doing all kind of the wildest shit. You looking at they Instagram post or whatever, and you kind of feeling envious. Damn, I want to be out having fun with them. How come I can't be out there with them, man? They look like they having all the fun. But guess what, man? You had it in your mind, and it was set forth for you to go to this here schooling to get your your whatever degree to become a heart surgeon. You know what I'm saying? That's what that's what you desire to do. That's what you want to do. That's the way you want your life to go on. These people don't have that in their life. They're going to just basically just, get drunk and do a whole bunch of drugs, and they're going to wind up working at the local Walmart for the rest of their life, just constantly just chasing, doing drugs, Whereas once you finish your course, you're going to be this here heart surgeon, you know what I'm saying? And you're going to be having this big ass house, all the fly cars, all the bitches and shit throwing parties at your house. These motherfuckers going to be trying to get in your house, man. All right. And that's the same thing we got going on now, man. All right. So the minute of the Lord, you have to deny yourself now. All right. Because why? We looking to be the first fruits, joint heirs with Yahushua, man. All right. We're trying to be partakers in as the first fruits in the kingdom of heaven, man. All right. And being joint heirs with Yahushua and getting all pretty much all that is his, So the fact of the matter is that we're working for a reward. The rest of these people are not, well, they are working for a reward too. They working for they damn judgment, They got to face judgment. That's how they're working on a reward, by ignoring the calling of the Lord, But nevertheless, and they're doing what? They're serving their own flesh, They're doing what they say, do thou wilt, You YOLO and do thou wilt, You only live once, and do whatever you want to do, opposed to doing the Most High's will, And that's ultimately, to do the Most High's will, you have to deny yourself, because we all in this here flesh. We all have things that we want to do, You may be coming home from work tired, you know what I mean, from work or whatever, whatnot, and you don't feel like doing no videos or whatever, whatnot, man, but just go to sleep, whatever, whatnot, man. Hey, man, you got to deny yourself, man. Forget all that, you're a little tired or whatever, whatnot, go ahead and put that video up. And not being simple, you over here putting up a video and you fall asleep on the video, that's not edifying. But if you got the strength into you, or pray, you know what I'm saying? Hey, the Most High will make a intersect, he'll intervene for you. But nevertheless, the key point here is denying your flesh, man, denying certain things, denying certain statuses or whatever it is in life. It's going to be a multiple array of different things, you know what I'm saying? Or, whatever it is that you want to so-called chase in this here world. Not a lot of these things, all things are lawful, but not expedient. There may be certain things, oh man, I want to go out and, whatever, but that's going to cut into your time for serving the Lord. Those are the things you need to be cutting off, or reprioritizing them. Because again, not all these things aren't really wicked that you're doing. Now there are things that is wicked, but nevertheless, we're not even talking about that. You should already know, what I'm saying? Like, well, fuck that. If you decide to go fuck another dude's woman instead of serving the Lord, you deserve to be put to death, man. That's a double whammy. But nevertheless, what I'm talking about is the certain things that's not necessarily, it's not unlawful for you to do these things, playing your PlayStation, going to the gym, working out, spending time with your old lady, spending time with your kids. There's nothing wrong with that, but hey, serve the Lord first, all right? Prioritize him first and foremost, all right? This is Matthew 16 and 26. Oh, let me go back to 25. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it. And also going into that, you trying to find a way, especially in this here time frame, man, where this economy is about to collapse and things like that, and you trying to find a way to so-called get rich here, maintain a certain status, man, try to be, still try to be the cream of the crop in this here world, you trying to save your life that way, save face, still trying to be popular, man. You're going to wind up losing your life because you can't serve the Most High Mammon at the same time, man. So you're going to either love one and hate the other. And if you're trying to save your life, you're going to lean more to that side, And what it means by save your life is talking about save your carnal life. All right. It's not talking about saving, saving your life so-called spiritually, you know what I'm saying, by trying to serve the Lord to your best ability, all right? So it says, Matthew 16:25, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it, all right? So that's the flip side to it, losing your life for Yahweh Shah's sake, giving up this here world and the things of this here world to serve Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, man, all right? You could have been a dude that's the big playboy or whatever, whatnot, got multiple women or whatever, whatnot. But guess what? They taking up all your time. You like, you know what? These women are a distraction, man. Let me cut them off and just serve the Lord, Let me focus on that right now, Or being in sports or sports entertainment and things like that, man. But that's taking up all your weekends. You want to be you are a rapper, let's just say, but you always on concert, on tour and things like that, man. Hey, man, you got to reprioritize your things, man. All right. So again, being a rapper or athlete, you can save your life in this here world with those things, you know what I'm saying, having some kind of money, but ultimately you're going to wind up losing your life because this economy is about to collapse. Ultimately, you're not going to be covered by the blood of Yahweh Shah, man. And this place is slated to be destroyed, and we see the destruction coming right now anyway. So how much more do you need to deny yourself this fleshly life, living in this here world, and just serve the Lord, man? All right. Verse 26. So, for what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? So again, you know what I'm saying? You sold your soul for cheap gold, man. And this gold is cankered, You over here, you sold out to so-called be rich and famous, to be a rapper. Everybody know you. All the bitches want to be with you, whatever, whatnot. But guess what, man? This place is about to be destroyed, and it's coming up right around the corner. So yeah, you're going to get all this here money, but the economy is finna collapse. All your money is going to be worth nothing. You know what I'm saying? And when you call on the Most High, he's not going to answer you, no matter how popular you are, how much the world loves you, all right? But you denied the Lord, all right? And so now the Lord's going to deny you when you going to go to call out for him, all right? Verse 27, for the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels. Then he shall reward every man according to his works. All right. And so, you have to put it in this perspective, look at what you wound up doing for the Lord, and really you can't do enough for the Lord, but nevertheless, just in your carnal mind, think about it this way, and I, not saying that you're going to say this towards the Lord or nothing like that, but just saying this, to yourself, you know what I'm saying? It's so-called, see whether you be in the faith or not, Hey man, I gave up, I gave up these here women. I gave up this here good job because I used to have to work every damn weekend. You know what I'm saying? Or I gave up, going to my son's baseball game every Saturday. you know what I'm saying, or whatever, whatnot. You know, I gave up going to my parents' house every Saturday to play for poker night or whatever, whatnot, to go serve the Lord. You know, these types of things. You know, this is a family tradition that we upkeep, but you know, nevertheless, I'm gonna just put that secondary. You know, I'm gonna go serve the Lord first, and if y'all still out there, I might slide by afterwards. But you know, I'm gonna go serve the Lord, and you know, however long we be out there, so be it. You know, so that's how you know you have to be denying yourself first and foremost. You know, to serve the Lord. All right, go from there to the book of John. This is John 15 and 18. If the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. So, well, let me just go ahead and break that down. So it says, if the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. You know, now when you when you decide to, we all know, spiritually that, the men of the Lord was predestined from the beginning. But again, from your carnal sense of being, when you came into this truth and you put your hand onto the plow, you know, things started, the Most High started weaning things up off of you, people and things like that, especially people, certain things happen or whatever, whatnot, your friends, you might have had a homeboy or a squad of homies that you used to hang out with every day, you know what I'm saying? And something may have happened to draw a wedge between y'all or whatever, whatnot, or whatever, and it'll all be spiritually, but what'll basically be happening in the spirit is these spirits that's on them, they understand the spirit that's on you, and they don't want to be basically condemned about certain things or whatever, whatnot. And hell, you don't even necessarily have to be preaching to them and condemning them like that. It's just something on the inside that'll wind up recognizing and seeing these type of things, For instance, here's an example. I had a friend that I grew up with from, like, I known this kid since like the 7th grade, to like we was adults and things like that, But nevertheless, one day we was hanging out and he was upset. He was like, mad. I was like, what you mad about? He's like, somebody stole my sunglasses, He wound up having some $100 sunglasses that he said somebody stole. And I was like, well, how did that happen? He's like, well, I went to this job interview and I was waiting in the lobby and I sat my glasses down on the table. I went inside the interview and I came back out and I left the building. And then I went back, you know what I'm saying? The next day to look for my glasses and they were gone. And the people at the counter said they didn't see them. So somebody stole my glasses. I was like, well, no, nobody stole your glasses. You left your glasses and somebody found them. They came up on them. And he was like, no. They knew they wasn't theirs. And I was like, all right, homie. So if you walking down the street, ain't nobody around, and you see $100 bill on the ground, you going to pick it up, you going to leave it there. Well, it ain't mine. I'm going to just leave it there. I'm like, really, bro? You know what I'm saying? And that was the end of our conversation. Homeboy never talked to me again after that, And I'm like, damn, this is somebody I've known, you know what I'm saying, since the 7th grade, you know what I'm saying, all the way up to damn near over 10 years, We've been like damn near best friends, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well over 10 years, you know what I'm saying? It's like, well, looking at it spiritually, like, you know what? And my family that know about that person or whatever, like, how come you don't hang out with this person? I tell them the story, like, oh, that's sad. Like, no, not really. I don't need no friends around me anyway like that that's going to be on some little petty shit like that, man. I want to trade in those friends for real brothers in this here brotherhood, man. The brothers in the brotherhood, we go through things, we be at odds with each other, but guess what, man? We forgive one another, man. We go through things that we think is way more, a hell of a lot deeper than that. That was some petty shit, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have thought that a friend in the world would have stopped talking to me over that, but nevertheless, it was a spiritual divide, And the Lord knew, like, hey, you hanging out with this person all the damn time, and they're not going to get this here truth. They're a part of the world, and you need to be separated from them, And it's not that you have to be preaching to them, because I didn't preach the gospel unto him or nothing like that, but nevertheless, you know what I'm saying, that was a dividing a wedge between us, But also that was the world starting to hate, in that scenario, hating me. But nevertheless, that's how the world hates you, You may see yourself going out hollering at women, or a woman might be into you, Hey, how you doing? Whatever, whatnot. Hey, I'm trying to stop you. I want to give you my phone number. I really want you to call me. I really want to hang out with you. I really want to get to know you, whatever, whatnot, You give the girl your number, whatever, whatnot, and you text her or whatever. Hey, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. This is so-and-so, such and such. Oh, hey, how's it going? And all of a sudden, she don't even talk to you no more. And you trying to figure out what the hell is going on here, And the Lord may have seemed like, you know what, that's going to be a distraction for you. All right. You already, I need you to focus on this, It might not be in your lot to be able to do this. This may be a distraction for you, Not all things are not all brothers are able to bear all things, that some brothers aren't able to bear. Some brothers are able to bear dealing with multiple women. Some brothers aren't able to deal with multiple women. Some brothers are able to deal with a woman and still go through this here truth, and some brothers aren't, But nevertheless, you know what I'm saying? You have to understand certain things, that there's going to be a divide sometimes between you and these people of the world, And the reason why is, It says, this is Matthew 15 and 18, starting at 18 again. If the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. Ultimately, it's a spirit that, you know, you a follower of Yahushua, and you coming in his spirit, right? Well, the world, 2/3 of Israel and the rest of the world hated Yahushua. They're against their spirits, they wicked, man. Their spirits are against them. At least they will come into this here fold, man. All right. Verse 19. If you were of the world would love its own. So, like I said, when we was in this world, all right, before we came into this here truth, man, we was somebody in this here world, man. We, you know, everybody loved being around us and everything like that, man. We was so-called man in whatever field that we was in, man. But guess what? Once it says, John 15 and 19, if you were of the world would love its own. Yeah, when we was in the world world loved us, you know. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. So because the Lord took our spirit from being out of this here world, the desires of this here world and certain things like that, you know. Oh man, let's go get the new iPhone 11. Let's go get some new Jordans. Let's go to this concert. Oh, you going to Gasparilla this weekend? You going to Thanksgiving dinner this weekend? We have the Thanksgiving Day party, whatever, whatnot. Oh, let's go to the Christmas party. Bro, I am not in none of that shit, bro. But there's going to be some hoes out there. Bro, I don't give a damn about none of that, you know? That's not my number one priority. Or let's go on this vacation. Let's go on a cruise, bro. I'll pay for everything. You ain't got to pay for nothing. Let's just take off of work and I got you, bro. Nah, because, you know, I'm just not into that, you know. But ultimately, you know, inside of you that you have other things like serving the Lord first and foremost and doing this here truth first and foremost. But nevertheless, sometimes now you're going to start realizing some of your friends don't even want to hang out with you, you know, people in the world. But ultimately, that's just the Most High cutting that ties between you and them, you know, because ultimately you have to be separated from them, all right? Can't serve two masters, you know? Let me go to verse 20. It says, remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they had persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they had kept my saying, they will keep yours also. So they're not going to be in agreement with you because why? They're not in agreement with Yahushua, man. Again, you trying to be a follower of Yahushua, you're going to come in that same spirit. If they was against his spirit, they're going to be against your spirit, man. All right? And you can't take this to heart and just be, you know, how come nobody want to hang out with me no more? How come these women, things seem like a certain way now, it's a little different, you know? Or how come certain things ain't that way no more, you know? Just whatever, you know, family members treat you a certain type of way or whatever, whatnot. This is the reasons why, man. Your spirit is at odds with their spirit, or really their spirit is at odds with your spirit, all right? This is the book of Luke, chapter 14 and verse 26. If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother, wife and children, brethren and sisters, yea, his own life, he cannot be my disciple. All right. So now going into this, talking about he that hateth. All right. Now it's not talking about fuck you, mom, fuck you, dad, fuck you, kids. I'm about to serve the Lord. I'm about to leave my wife, my kids, fuck all of them. You know what I'm saying? No, it's not talking about that, man. All right. When it says he that, it says, if any man come to me and hate not his father, all right, it means to love them less. All right. So look, check this out. Your father, your pops might be like, yo, son, you know what I'm saying? Y'all might have a tight knit family, whatever, whatnot. Your father want to go golfing on, let's say you go prophesy on Saturday, right? Your pops want to go golfing or some shit like that on Saturday. And like, nah, pops, I can't, I got something else to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm busy this here weekend, you know, or your mom's or something like that. Or you got kids, you know, your son plays baseball or something. You can't go to his sporting event. You know what I mean? These type of things happen. You know, your wife want to go out to eat on Saturday night. Why don't we go out on Saturdays? You always with the brothers. If you got to choose between me and them, well, that's the easy choice, man. I'm serving the Lord first and foremost, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, in fact, I had that decision when I first came into the truth, man. You know, the woman that I was with flat out told me, she's like, look, you're going to either have to choose me or that Lord that you serving. I was like, that's the easy choice. I'm choosing the Lord, man. Because, I mean, if we was meant to be together or some shit like that, the Lord can bring me back unto you, but you can't bring me back into the Lord, man. And you have to keep that in mind, man. There's nothing in this here world that can bring you back into the Lord, man. But the Lord can bring you back. Let me grab it. The Lord can bring you back to all these things, all right? Let me read this too. Verse 27, and whosoever does not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. That's that burden. Again, you may be tempted to going back into this here world and seeing certain things or whatever, whatnot, man. For instance, the one I keep thinking about, you know, because this is an easy example. On Saturdays, man, you might work, just say 6 days out the week. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And Saturday is your only day off. But then all of a sudden you want to go out and go get with some women. I want to go out to the club tonight. I want to go out to the bar tonight. I want to go chase some women tonight. But then I got this camp situation. You know what I'm saying? This is my only day off. You know what? Screw that. I'm gonna skip camp this week. I'm gonna go find some bitches or whatever, whatnot. Hey man, you're not bearing up your cross, man, because this is the work that you have to do. This is the burden that you have. It's just like when as a kid, you want to go, your friends come over. Hey man, Tommy, can Tommy come out and play? Tommy, come on outside and play. And he's like, I can't. I got to do these chores first. That's your cross. That's your burden. You got to do these chores first, man. All right. So it says, hey, we can read this too. Verse 28, for which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it. All right. At least happily after he have laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him. All right. So look, hey, that's some fucked up shit, bro. You don't want to be in that scenario, man. You don't want to come into this here truth and start serving the Lord or whatever, whatnot, and think that you cut off this here old man or whatever, whatnot. And when he come knocking back at the door, you start missing him and you want to go out on a date with his ass, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you was in the world with all these here women, you know what I'm saying? But you cut that man off, you know what I'm saying? You put that man to death, all right? But then now all of a sudden, you've been in this here truth, you know what I'm saying? You serving the Lord, but now that old man come knocking at the door, man. Hey, man, we got these bitches. Let's go party, bro. Let's go party. You know what I'm saying? And it's at a time where you need to be going to go serve the Lord, But then guess what? You be like, man, you know what? Man, I could just go out. It's just one weekend, man. It's just one camp. Nah, man. So guess what? You didn't turn your back on Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, turn your back on the plow, man, to go back into this here world, tiptoe back into this here world, man. But then guess what? The Lord took that spirit up off of you, and all the works that you've done beforehand is going to be accounted for naught, man. It's going to be blotted out, man. So now people is going to sit there, especially these scoffers and these mockers, man. I thought you were so hardcore in the spirit. I thought the Lord was going to save you, man. I thought the Lord was so on and so forth. Now look at your ass, and ultimately it's the spirits that's saying the same shit. Aha, nigga, look, you down here with the rest of us now. Yeah, we got your ass, man. Come on, bring your little bitch ass on down here. You thought you was better than us or whatever, whatnot, man. You don't want that to happen, man. So you have to constantly keep this here in mind that you have to lose in order to win, man. You got to lose out on this here side in order to ultimately win, man. All right, whatever it may be, save face or that temptation, being in the flesh or whatever, whatnot, man. You have to let those things go in order to flourish in this here truth. All right, so I'm gonna close out with this last one here in Matthew chapter 19. Start at verse 28, 27. It says, then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and have followed thee. What shall we have therefore? So Peter, the head disciple, is asking Yahushua, look, man, we gave up every damn thing, man. His whole world, his livelihood, making bank, being a celebrity. These women, I was a player, had all these women, or my wife and my kids, man, spending time with my children. I gave up spending all these weekends with my children or whatever, whatnot, going out to their plays, their rehearsals, their recitals or whatever, whatnot, their football games or whatever, whatnot, you know what I mean? I missed all of that so I can go to camp, you know what I'm saying, and feed the sheep, and do the Lord's work, man. You know what I'm saying? So if I do all of this, what am I going to get in return? All right. Verse 28, again, you have to lose out on this side in order to win. What are you going to lose? You're going to lose this here life that you live in, man. Again, you have to come out of her, my people, you know what I'm saying, and be not partakers of her sins, First and foremost, spiritually coming up out of her, man. All right, you have to arise and depart, for this is not your rest, man. Spiritually, man, you have to get up out of this here place spiritually first and foremost. So that's you giving up this here world. You giving everything up, man. Your first desire to serve the world and the flesh, all right, and the people of the world, man. That desire is now put on the back burner, man. Now you serving the Lord first and foremost. So what are you going to get in return? All right. Verse 28, and Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, so look, hey, especially the 144,000, man, you got to be the head judges, man, the governing body of the kingdom of heaven, man. All right, so you think you gave up some, or you gave up some little bullshit or whatever, whatnot. You gave up a 3-bedroom house with a pool on the lake with a golf course in the back. You gave that up, you know what I'm saying? The job that you had to be able to sustain that house, you gave up that job, that good income or whatever, whatnot, from living there, whatever, whatnot, to serve the Lord. And now you're living in this 1-bedroom apartment, or you got to rent a room out of somebody's house or whatever, whatnot. Now you feeling some type of way like, damn, man, I was living good, but I decided to quit that job all right, which I had to, change where I was living to come serve the Lord. What am I going to get in return for that, man? Or I had all these here women and I gave them all up to serve the Lord, man. Or my kids, spending time with my kids and watching them grow up. What am I going to get in return? Verse 29, and everyone that has forsaken houses or brethren or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake, all right, for doing this here work, shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So you gave up this here whole world, you know what I'm saying, which really wasn't nothing, because everything here is tainted. It's all defiled anyway. You know what I'm saying? Your woman ain't really your woman. She's defiled, got demons on her anyway. You know what I'm saying? You gave that up for what? So you can have your woman in righteousness in the kingdom of heaven being the first fruit of all that, not having to be destroyed on this here side, man. All right? You gave up going out to your kids' football games or whatnot, so that you can have your children be saved from this destruction and go into the kingdom of heaven with them and enjoy them in righteousness, man. You forsaking this big, huge house or whatnot, you know what I'm saying, and live in this small apartment just so you can have enough time to go preach the word. Man, the Most High is about to give you land masses, man, if planets, man. You know what I'm saying? You forsaking this here, you got to lose in order to win, man. All right, what do you want to do? You want to win right now in order to lose later on, man? All right, you don't want that little temporary shot right now, man. You want to get that everlasting shot, man. Too soon, Junior. You didn't press the button too soon. Now you ain't got enough to finish the race, man. All right, so we're going to forsake ourselves now. All right, we're going to lose out now. All right, deny ourselves now and pick up our cross and carry this here burden, man. All right, we're gonna carry this here flesh tempting us and things like that, man. And we're gonna overcome that in the spirit, man. All right, by looking at the kingdom of heaven and focusing on that and focusing on the promises that's written in this here book, man, and having faith, man. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying unto the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Aki, and pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong and shalom.